Do you want to know the best kept secret on the high street? Your favourite local cafe is likely part of one of the largest food and beverage chains in the country. There are nearly 300 cafes throughout the UK that are masquerading as small and independent, but in actual fact, they are as centralised and standardised and commoditised as any of the big high street chains like Costa and Starbucks. And the way they've managed to pull it off has been phenomenal. The amount of people that I speak to that talk about their local lounges like they've discovered some small independent coffee shop is amazing. Lounges was actually founded back in 2002 in Bristol by three friends, Alex, Jake and David. The three of them were working in hospitality and they wanted to design a concept that was a blend of a pub, a restaurant and a coffee shop. The team behind Lounges have managed to capture the thrifted furniture aesthetic of like a small independent coffee shop, but they've done it in such a way that they've made it scalable. So whilst their furniture looks like it was found in a vintage antique store, in actual fact, it is just as likely to have been sourced from the same central suppliers and manufacturers that every other high street chain uses. They will intentionally choose mismatching furniture to give it that kind of thrifted aesthetic. Even the walls will be covered in frames that look like antiques filled with black and white photos of the local area to give it that local independent feel. And whilst the sign above the door might say Granero Lounge or Barolo Lounge or Milo Lounge, the company uses a single Lounges brand that goes on any marketing materials that they may use in their stores across the country. That way, the name for the store or the national brand can be used interchangeably and it goes unnoticed. Not only that, but the branding and store design is done in such a way that their stores are the sort of place that you'd feel comfortable going for smoked salmon and scrambled eggs over a coffee as you would meeting your mates for a pint in the evening. And that is a very difficult thing to get right. That means they're maximising every possible hour of the day for their stores, diluting their fixed overheads as a percentage of turnover. If you have a bricks and mortar operation, you're paying the same rent whether you operate for 8 hours a day or 14 hours a day. So you might as well maximise those trading hours and maximise your profits. I love Lounges, and I think it is the best execution of marketing and brand strategy in the UK food and beverage space in the last 20 to 30 years. More companies could take a leaf out of their book, particularly in an age where customers have a natural instinct to reject generic international brands and seek out local independent cafes. Lounge's growth since they opened their first outlet in 2002 has been remarkable. They now have over 290 sites across the UK, 9,000 members of staff, and £353 million of revenue at the time of recording this video, according to stockanalysis.com. And not only that, but they seem to be an incredibly well-run company and they seem to treat their staff well. For example, every year they'll close all the lounges across the UK and they'll hold a national festival for all their team members to join and go and drink and party, and from what I can see, it looks like a pretty good time. It's a really clever trick, making scale feel small and making the corporate feel personal. And it's a trick that very few brands have pulled off, but hats off to them because I think they've pulled off an incredible feat. So there's some insight on how you can use their strategy within your business. And that's it for this video. Take what works for you, leave the rest, and I'll see you in the next one.